Hi there, Erin Lee here of heavenlymessenger.com. Welcome to Connection with Intention. I'm so incredibly grateful that you're able to join me this evening, especially given that one, it's not on the usual day that we connect, and two, the notice was really, really short that I was able to give to you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm hoping that we are live not only on YouTube, but also on Facebook tonight. If you're having a difficult time commenting on Facebook, pop over to YouTube on my YouTube channel. If you just search Heaven Lee, Lee Messenger, you should find me right then. Yeah. So please hold on to your questions for just a couple of minutes. I like to give everybody an opportunity to join us. First and foremost, today is the first time that we're outside, which is really exciting. The weather is nice and toasty, and things are really hot and sticky here in Union Bay. Behind me, I've got a couple of mermaids that we may or may not see or hear. Um, there were some indications that people may decide to streak on us this evening, so just be aware that may happen. I have family visiting right now, and it's really exciting that they're here. And also, I just kind of pulled a little bit of time out of our visit in order to connect with you guys tonight. So, I don't have a huge amount to talk about. There is a lot that's going on, but we're working with a new streaming system software, and I spent the majority of time that I'd usually be preparing, what we want to talk about, fixing this up. So what we'll do is we'll start by just choosing a card for everybody who's on this evening. What do we need to know about what's happening, what's going on with the energy right now? What do we need to focus on? Last week when we connected, the big focus and energy was all about rest. It was like not taking a lot of steps. It was slowing down, taking time. So what's up for us for this week? The Indigo and Crystal Children. So this is actually a really interesting card. This is Archangel Metatron, and his message is you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. Now, not only that, but it could also have to do with exploring your own indigo and rainbow childness, connecting with the energy of play and fun. And also, Archangel Metatron is really interesting because he works on, so many different things. But the way that I often work with him is when it comes to energy healing. So if there's stuff that you're holding on to that you're ready to let go of, Archangel Metatron is a wonderful angel to connect with, to invite in, to ask for help and support, clearing and healing and supporting growth on all sorts of different levels. The other thing that's just kind of popping into my head is the amount of creativity that has been coming to the forefront. I found it was particularly potent last week, but still there's the energy of creativity and creation that's happening right now. So if you're finding that you're having, like you're feeling a little bit stuck or things just aren't working, if you can carve out some time for creative projects, whatever creative looks like for you. Creativity manifests in so many different ways. It can be like drawing or writing or sculpting or painting or dancing, but we can also be creative in organizing, in thinking, in planning and preparing. There are lots of different ways that we can be creative. So find a way to express yourself and express your voice this week. So I do want to invite you to do the Choose Your Adventure crystal reading with me tonight. Actually, I'm going to go to the chat. I just realized that wasn't up. So let me see. Margaret, hello. It's so good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And thank you for the encouragement with the intro. We just got that together. Oh, and Margaret saying that she sees us live on Facebook. That's awesome. Deanna, hello. It's so good to see you. Beautiful night to you too. Oh, and thank you, Margaret, for being here. I'm so grateful. Suzanne, it's wonderful to see you. Deanna, absolutely. If you want to ask a question, just wait until we go through the next part. But I'd love to connect and see what's coming up for you. So to give everybody an opportunity to receive an answer to a question, we do the Choose Your Adventure crystal reading. So let me just see if I can do this. Darn. Okay, hold on. This was what was kind of getting me stopped up a little bit earlier, just a half a second. I'm gonna see if I can just quickly upload this. I think that I can, and I'm just hoping that I pick the right image because there are a whole pile of them here. There we go. Oh, perfect, and actually, that puts me off to the side. Fabulous. So with the choose your adventure crystal reading, what we do is we think about a question or more than one question if you'd like. There's no right or wrong here. And I'm going to ask you to connect with the energy of that question. So take a moment to breathe. Think about the question that you have. And then ask which crystal best represents the message that you're to receive this evening. So I'm not going to focus too much on what the crystals are. They're just kind of placeholders that are better than 1, 2, and 3. So we have black moonstone, citrine, and angelite. So while you're connecting with your question, asking for help and support, which of these crystals will best represent the answer that you are to receive this evening? So tonight we're going to use the Archangel Oracle card deck. And while you're asking that, I'm going to choose the cards. So this is our card for Black Moonstone, for Citrine, and for Angelite. All right, and I think I can take this down. Oh, look at that. Technology at its finest. All right. So if you've chosen Black Moonstone, this is so interesting. This is another one of Archangel Metatron's cards. This is chakra clearing. Call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. So the chakra system is an energy system in our body. Chakra literally means wheel. And each of these energy systems pertain to different aspects of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We have a chakra system that extends through our physical body and one that extends above and one that extends below. There are 7 primary chakras that we tend to work with and a whole pile of secondary chakras. And so if this is the card that you've chosen for this evening, the message that's coming up is that we've got some stuff that's going on that might be not working in your favor. And taking time to clear your energy, clear your chakras can be really helpful. You may be asking, how on earth do I clear my chakras? And that would be a really great question. You can definitely pop on to YouTube or Facebook and put in chakra clearing and just see what comes up. YouTube should have a pile of different helpful resources. And basically, we can use energy to help to clear, to balance our chakra system. If this feels like this is more than you can do yourself, definitely reach out to an energy healing practitioner. I practice Reiki and body code and emotion code, but there are a whole pile of different types of energy healing modalities that can help and support you through this. Call on Archangel Metatron and ask him for help and support in letting go of what is no longer serving you, and ask him for help and support in creating the circumstances and situations that you're wanting to invite into your life. Now, oh no, I've forgotten the card. I'm pretty sure citrine was. Oh no, I don't remember what the, the next card was. You guys, hold on just a second. That's awful. And it's so frustrating because they're not right there that I can go back and reference. Citrine was the next card, and Angelite was the last card. Good grief, my friends. If you chose citrine, the message for you this evening is you are safe. This is Archangel Michael's card, and his message is, I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and your home. And you know, it's really interesting because this also has a clearing message to it as well. One of the ways that Archangel Michael helps and supports us is in clearing the energy around us, etheric or energetic cords and bonds that we form to different people, places, situations, and events. And so when Archangel Michael comes in this way, he's basically saying, hey, I see that you're having a hard time. Don't worry. I'm here to help you and support you, to help keep you, to keep negativity away from you, and help to support positive, loving energy coming into you. So if it feels like you've got kind of icky energy, or again, like if you've been feeling stuck, then you may have what's called etheric cords. So, etheric cords are energetic bonds that we form to people, places, situations, circumstances, and events. And there's nothing positive and loving in these cords, but they are present in all of our relationships. So even the most loving, healthy, supportive relationship will have etheric bonds and cords. Of course, if you have particularly toxic relationships, then the cords, instead of being like little filaments, could be great, big, huge, honking energy cords. And you may say, well, what the heck? Why wouldn't I want an etheric cord connected to me and somebody that I love? The effect of these cords is they draw positive energy from us, or they send negativity to us. And the best way that I have to describe how that can impact us is, seeing on the caller ID that friend who you absolutely love, but if you pick up the phone, that you're just going to feel really awful after because they've got this thing and this thing and this thing, and they kind of like suck the energy out of you. That is the effect that it can have. But where we can choose whether or not we take that phone call with that friend, if the etheric cord is attached to us, it's constantly either sending that negativity to us or it's pulling the positive from us. And it's just kind of always there running in the background. So you can call on Archangel Michael and ask him for help and support in releasing these cords, these attachments, these bonds that you may have to people, places, circumstances, situations, and events. And just ask for help and support in releasing them. If you chose Angelite for your card this evening, the card that we have coming up here is Archangel Jeremiah, and his message is all about life review. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So when Archangel Jeremiah's card comes up, he's basically saying, hey, we need to step back for a moment before we go making any really big decisions. We need to make sure that our energy is going into the things that are supporting our priorities, the things that are most important to us. And we can do that by stepping back and seeing, what are the things that are important to us? Where is our energy going? Where are our other resources going? And resources for me are not only material things, but time, energy, attention. There are so many different ways that we have resources. And Archangel Jeremiah is just saying, hey, step back, take a look. Is your energy, are your resources going into the things that are most important to you? And if they aren't, ask Archangel Jeremiah for help and support in making changes and adjustments so that they can. Now, it might be that this is not a change that you can make overnight. Maybe there are things that you need to slowly step back from or slowly step into. But it doesn't have to be an overnight thing. All that we need to do is make sure that we just take that first step. And as I'm reminded of this, I was working on Canva this evening to get a couple of things up and running for our session tonight as we're talking. And there was a quote that was on the screen as the download was happening. And apparently it was Abraham Lincoln. And the message was, the best way to understand the future is to create it. I know that I've gotten that wrong, but it just struck me as being really appropriate. And especially as we're sitting here doing a live and connecting with each other about, what's coming up, what's happening. Being empowered to create it feels like one of the best things that we can do for ourselves. Okay, let me see. So, my little note stopped off, but that's okay. So I just want to say hello to everybody. Hello to Brooks and to Carmen and Deanna's chosen Citrine, and hello to Claudia. It is wonderful to see all of you. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. So I'm not sure if I can pull up this. Oh, I didn't finish it. Um, if you have a question that you would like to ask, now is a wonderful time to do it. So please just pop it in the comments below, because it takes a couple of minutes for those to come through. And because I happen to know that Deanna did have a question that she posted earlier. Deanna's saying she has a relationship question, I think. So actually, I will wait for those to come through. And unfortunately, there's a little bit of a delay that happens. Oh, here we go. There they go. Ishika, hi. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. So I've got Suzanne here, and also what I'll say is I'm getting comments at the same time from YouTube and Facebook. If it seems like I've missed your comment, please put it in again, your question, and also please include all of the information in one comment. I'm not able to see multiple comments, even if you're replying to yourself. Okay, so Suzanne, let's see what we have. Oh, I have met someone that I'm interested in romantically. How do you see this relationship going? It is new. And I bumped into Suzanne a couple of weeks ago and I put my foot in my mouth when I asked her about relationships. So I'm super excited to see that this is coming up for you, Suzanne. So first of all, what I'm seeing is kind of dipping your toes in the water. The sense that I have is that we're still kind of testing things out, and this feels like this is happening on both sides. So I'm going to say that it feels like there's still some trust that's being built, and possibly one or both of you have not been in relationship for a while, and it feels like as I said, we're really kind of taking our time. But that also feels like that's what's going to help to build and to support the relationship that's coming up. Um, I'm getting two different streams because on the one side I'm seeing that this relationship does build, but part of what I'm hearing is that there might be some things that are popping up for you that it's like, I don't know that this is exactly what I'm looking for. So I do see that there is potential in this relationship. But this second stream that's popping in is it's almost like this relationship could be the catalyst for something else, for something new with someone else. So I almost want to take a look at relationship and love life as a whole for you, as opposed to this specific relationship. Um, because it's getting a little bit muddied, because I feel like I see this person and I feel like things are opening up and I do feel like there's potential, but I'm also seeing that there is the possibility that this one will fall off, but there's another one that comes in really quickly, and it feels like this one might be that door that's opening. So what I want to say is the relationship that I'm seeing growing and developing within the next 3 months. So that could be this relationship, or it could be another one that's opening up and it's coming in. I feel like there's a lot of a really wonderful connection. I have companionship that's coming up. What I'm seeing is that this person has his own life that's going on, but at the same time is able to carve out time to make time to spend time with you. He's showing me that family feels like it's really important to him. But at the same time, I'm not seeing him having a significant amount of family. No, that's not true. I was gonna say that he doesn't have a significant amount of, like, family obligation, but I feel like he does. He feels like he's very involved and active in his family, and yet he shows me that he's able to take time away. I feel that there's a lot of growth that's happening. So as I said, like, I'm looking kinda 3 months out from where we are right now, and it feels like things have been getting serious between the 2 of you. I'm hearing somebody teasing you about sleepovers, so I'm going to say that there's probably also some good chemistry that's happening there as well. And it feels like also if somebody's teasing you about that things are moving forward, and you're introducing and being introduced to family and significant people. So I do feel like there's a lot of growth. And I'm also seeing a little bit of time away. This feels like this is kind of more than 3 months out, but it feels like things are growing and developing, and I'm excited for you, Suzanne. Let's just take a look and see what messages are coming up for you around this relationship. We have This is Archangel Uriel, and his message is, you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So you already have an idea of what it is that you're looking for, the things that work for you, the things that don't. And if you are starting to see that, then the message that's coming up is to, make sure that you pay attention to those things, but also take time to maybe address them as well. So maybe we have like pink flags or orange flags that aren't full on stop flags, but let's explore this a little bit further and just see what's happening. But the main message that's coming up here is to trust your own inner voice and your own intuition, because you are incredibly intuitive, and there are a lot of messages and information that already come through for you. So pay attention to that, and really pay attention to the thoughts and ideas that pop into your head too. Suzanne, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. Awesome. Pat, hello. It's so good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Let me see. Ishika, it's so good to see you too. Thank you for connecting. Now, you've said, how's it going? And I'm not sure if that's a question, but if you have a specific question, I'd love it if you popped it into the comments. I'm really grateful that you're here. Claudia, okay, let me see. Poor Cleo. Let's take a look. We don't usually do mediumship on the show, but for Cleo, we will check in. So Cleo is Claudia's pup, and she has just crossed over to the other side. And she is excited. When I connect with her, she has lots of energy. She's jumping around. She's jumping on you. She's licking, and she's wanting to be close to you. She is close to you, and she's kind of I'm seeing her running ahead and then running back, and running ahead and running back, and she's like, come on, let's go, let's do this. It feels like she's wanting to get out into nature with you. So I'm actually, I feel her almost like nipping at your heels. Not that she would actually do that, but it feels like she's encouraging you to, like, let's go, let's do this, let's explore, let's see this. And she's showing me a walk down down to the river, down to the stream, and she's showing me that this is where she wants to be. I also feel like I also feel like this may have to do with some of her ashes or some of her remains. It feels like this may have been a really special spot for her, and that she's wanting to be there. So if you do have some of her ashes, if you did decide to cremate her, she's showing me she would love to be spread there, or partially. But then also she shows me just being honored and recognized, and you spending some time there to connect and to commune with you. But she shows me lots of love and lots of appreciation and gratitude as well for the life that she lived with you. Claudia, let's see if we can get a message for you from Cleo through the cards. What does Cleo most want Claudia to know? Overcoming difficulties. This is Archangel Jeremiah again, and his message is that the worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. And so I feel like this again is kind of Cleo wanting you to move forward, to keep moving, to explore, to experience, to know that she is with you, but also that she doesn't want you to be sad, because she is very happy and very content. She is moving. She's wiggling around. She's very happy. Claudia, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. Thank you so much for popping on. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love, support to you and to Cleo and all who love sweet Cleo. Awesome. Becky, hello. It's so good to see you. Thanks for joining us. All right, Margaret here. Question. Will either of the two job opportunities I applied for work out? If not, when do you see something opening up for me? Okay, let's take a look. One of them, first of all, I'm seeing them being cut in half. So one of them feels like it ends up being kind of like a non-starter. It just isn't going any further than the application, or it isn't going any further than the interviewing process, and it's gone. But it feels like it was kind of a maybe I'll try it, maybe I'll see. So I don't feel you being really too enthusiastic about it. The other one, I feel like we're going through the process of interviewing and seeing if this is a good fit. And it feels like it's important to approach it as, is this a good fit for me, as well as, is this a good fit for the company that I'm applying for? I do feel like there is an offer that's coming in, and I honestly, I feel a little bit so about it. It doesn't feel like it's a bad place to work. It feels like you find a really good spot for yourself, a really good groove for yourself. Part of what I'm hearing is that it's a step up and it's a step out. So it feels like this isn't the be all end all in terms of where you're going to be for work and career, but it feels like it's a really good starter step. And I see the monkey bars. So when I see monkey bars, that symbolizes that, we're on the path, that we're kind of grabbing onto the first rung, but we're going to swing over and there's another rung, and then there's another rung, and there's another rung, until we come to the point in the place where we're traveling to. But the thing with starting on the monkey bars and starting with this rung is that's an intentional step, because we want to get to the other side. And in order to get to the other side, we need to start swinging on the monkey bars. So this does feel like it is supportive. And I do want to encourage you to go through the process and to move into the position when it is offered to you. When I ask about when that's happening, I'm hearing August of this year. It feels like it might be in the later part of August, so kind of like the 23rd-ish on. And actually, I've got something popping up around Mercury retrograde. I think that we're heading into Mercury retrograde pretty quickly, like today or tomorrow. It's like right away. And so I'm wondering if that may also be kind of factoring into things. And so be really clear in the communication that you have with them, and give the benefit of the doubt as well. Let's see. Yes. So towards the end of August is when it feels like this is coming to fruition. And I'm feeling like there are a couple of other positions that you're going to be applying for over the next week and a half, 2 weeks as well. So do keep applying and posting. Oh, there's our card. Because it feels like there's still something more that you need to identify. We have 2 cards. So the first card that we have here is the yes card. This is the one that popped out while I was shuffling. Yes, your intuition is correct, and take action accordingly. So when this card comes up, it's basically a confirmation that you're already really in touch with how you feel about the situation, and what you're getting is really accurate. The second card that I felt compelled to draw is the wait card. Don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. And that could also make a lot of sense to what we were getting in terms of one, that there were other positions you were going to be applying for over the next couple of weeks, and that the position doesn't feel like it's really coming to fruition until we get to the end of August. And that's still, or the 23rd-ish of August, which is still about a month away, a little bit more than. So I feel like we're not jumping into something right away, that you are continuing to apply for other positions. One of the ones that you've just applied for does feel like it's falling off, falling away, but the other one does feel like it comes around. So give it some time, but you're definitely on the right track with what you're thinking, what you're applying for, and what you're doing. And it's all in balance. It's all in time. Margaret, it's such a pleasure connecting with you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. Awesome. Heidi, hello. It's so good to see you. Heidi says, I changed careers a year ago now. I'm studying for yet another career. I got divorced, sold my house. I'm moving. I'm moving. The only thing missing is a partner and romance. Do you see anything spicy and exciting? Okay, well, I think first of all, we need to clarify spicy and exciting, because it sounds like we're looking for a relationship, but spicy and exciting can exist outside of relationship too. So I wanted to clarify that both of those things can exist and they aren't mutually exclusive, but that what I'm asking about specifically is a romantic relationship and partnership, and not just the spicy and exciting on its own. Okay, let's take a look, Heidi. What do we have coming up for you? Okay, so I'm kind of flipping through. I'm not seeing something in this moment. Sorry. No, I shouldn't say that. There is somebody who's kind of popping up, but I feel like we've already passed on this person. So this is either somebody who you've already connected with, or is in some way his energy is still around, but you've already decided, no, you're not going to move on. So, or you're not going to move forward with him. So if there is somebody who's hanging around, be really clear with them, like, thank you, but I'm not interested, and move on, move forward, because his energy is having an impact on somebody else popping in. So I'm flipping through the rest of July. I'm flipping through the rest of August. I'm flipping into September. And actually something is popping up as we move into the later part of August and into September. I feel like this is somebody new. So this doesn't feel like this is somebody that you've spoken with before. This isn't somebody you've had relationship with before. This feels like this is somebody new. I don't think that you have even met this person before. So this is somebody, who's possibly coming about as a result of some sort of like meeting or class or group that you're attending. And this may be local, or it could be somebody who isn't completely local. So possibly you are doing a bit of driving, commuting to get there, or it's some sort of event that you're attending. I'm reminded of like spiritual events that I've attended that have been in Vancouver. So like for me, that's an hour and a half drive plus a ferry plus some more driving. So like it kind of reminds me a little bit of that, something that was worth the drive to go and do. So I want to encourage you to keep an eye out for different opportunities that may become available as we move into August, September, and actually I'm going to call it into October as well. So one of the things that I really appreciate about this person is you guys have some common interests, because it feels like you're connecting through something that you're doing that you're interested in. This feels more hobby related as opposed to work related, because I know that you are going to school. So it doesn't feel like you're connecting with this person through like something you're doing from an educational point of view. But I feel like some really amazing conversation. It feels kind of magnetic. He shows me that he's attentive and interested and is able to let you know that he's interested as well. So you aren't second guessing. You aren't wondering, because it's really clear. So let's take a look, Heidi, and see what's coming up for you. The "You Are Safe" card. So this is really interesting. This came up earlier when we pulled the citrine card. So I want to say that some clearing is definitely needed. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and your home. When we look at this through the lens of like romantic relationship and connection, basically what this card is saying is, hey, we've got to clear out the old stuff, the old energies. So this could be energetic, but this could also be what you're putting out into the world too. So if there are any old stories about what relationships look like, what men look like, anything that's kind of not what you're wanting to invite in. So for example, anything kind of along the lines of, anytime that I'm with a man, I end up doing all of the planning because he never plans. No, that doesn't exist in your future. So we can't invite it in by allowing that story to continue. So take a look at how you talk about relationships, either past relationships or future relationships, because even if it's something that you're kind of getting off of your chest, we need to be aware that our subconscious is working to create that reality. So if you assume that your subconscious is working to create whatever your beliefs are, make sure that your beliefs are in alignment with what it is that you're wanting to experience. Heidi, it was such a pleasure connecting with you. I'm so grateful that you popped on. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love, and romance angels your way. Awesome. Annie, hello. It's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in ages either, and you've been on my mind. Thank you so much for popping on tonight. And I hope that you've asked a question so I can pop down a little lower. Awesome. So Brooks, hello. Thanks for joining us this evening. Brooks is asking, can you see my connection with this special man who lives quite far? Our timing isn't right, but we have this amazing connection. Okay, let's take a look and see what we've got coming up for you, Brooks. I do. I do see the connection. I do feel it. And it feels like you just kind of keep missing each other. It's like you're ready, but he's not. And then he's ready and you're not. And so it feels like you're just kind of continuing to miss each other. But it feels like we've got some alignment that starts coming up later this year. Hold on a second. I've just had my lovely mom come and bring a candle into my space. No, I don't think it can be under the computer. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. I had to make sure that we weren't going to be set on fire. So, Brooks, let's take a look at this relationship. So again, I feel like there's this connection that's happening later this year in November, but I don't know that the timing is quite right for the two of you to be together, because I'm seeing that there's another commitment that is interfering with the two of you connecting. And it feels like it keeps going, like it keeps cycling on and on and on. there is definitely connection that is there between the two of you. But I have some question as to whether or not this comes about as relationship and partnership, only because I keep seeing this other connection that feels like it's interfering with one of you or both of you in being in relationship with somebody else. So this feels like this is another, this could be a relationship with somebody else, or this could be some sort of commitment in terms of where you are physically. So, for example, like maybe you both have family commitments and there can't be a move, but I'm seeing that there's some sort of commitment or obligation that kind of keeps interfering with being able to connect with each other. And it feels like it just kind of keeps going. Let's ask a question. Hold on. We're going to the mermaids and dolphins, because the mermaids and dolphins are all about forward movement. So we're going to ask, what does Brooks need to know about this relationship with a special person? And the card that we have here is the Tranquility card. Take time to relax, be still, and enjoy your solitude, indulging in much needed self care. So, when I look at this card in a deck of cards that's all about forward movement, it's talking about slowing down. Like we're not focusing on picking things up, on getting things going. It's kind of like I'm going to support myself where I am right now in order to make sure that I have the resources that I need when and if the time does come. So again, I kind of want to see what's happening as we move into the later part of the fall. I had November coming up. It could be like late October, could be the beginning of December, but somewhere in that time feels like it's significant, and it does feel like there's some sort of connection that's being made. So I don't know if one or both of you are traveling or you're able to spend time with each other in person, but there is connection there. There's just something that's kind of keeping us from really moving forward and spending time with each other. Um, and I feel like I've got a big question mark, a big mystery box that's kind of sitting as we move into the later part of 2026. So we're kind of talking 18 months out, and it feels like it's things are being shifted and they're kind of being changed up, and it's like maybe actually this could work. Maybe there's a possibility. So I kind of want to see what's happening at that time. But yeah, Brooks, I'm really grateful that you popped on and you joined us this evening. And I also want to invite you to, if there's a clarifying question that you have, to pop it in the chat. I'm hopeful that we get down to you this evening. Yeah, but I'm really grateful that you popped on. Thank you so much for joining us. Ishika, hello. Anything on my next job and any timeline on it? Do you see it being something I am happy with? Let's take a look. Um, so timeline is feeling good. It's feeling really good. I feel like there's something that we're wrapping up. And I also feel like this is something that we've spoken about recently. I don't know if you were on the live last week, but that's what I feel like. I feel like we've just spoken about this and we're getting things organized and straightened around. We're tying up some loose ends because it feels like there's a lot. And I feel like as we move into the later part of August, like we're ready. So what I'm seeing you doing right now is I feel like there's some research. It feels like there's some healing that you're doing. It feels like there's a bit of time off that you're taking. But you're in planning phase right now. You're getting ready. You're getting ready to make a big step. Like we're not just kind of sitting back and waiting. It feels like you're taking action to create this next thing that you're moving into. And there might be kind of two parts to it as well, because I feel like there's something that's really self-guided. So this could be some form of self-employment or doing some sort of like contract work, something kind of along those lines. I feel like this is something I'm really passionate about, and it feels like this is what we're starting to bring together, while at the same time there's another something that you're working on. And this feels like this is not necessarily passion work, but it feels like it's something that gets you back into the workforce, because that's feeling like that's a priority and that's what we're really wanting to see. and again, like the description that I had for Margaret with the monkey bars and like one bar, it feels like you're actually partway across the monkey bars right now. So you're already on the journey. The job that I'm seeing coming up for you feels like it's one of those rungs on the monkey bars. It's not the be all end all, but it is really good. So when you ask, is it something that you're happy with? I feel like you are, but you're not content enough with it to stay. You still have goals that you're working on and working towards. And I actually feel excited about that because it feels like this other thing that you're building, that you're creating, that you're studying for, that you're putting energy into, I'm feeling really jazzed about that. And this other thing feels like I feel like the work is good and the people that you're working with and you're working for feel good. So it's not a bad circumstance or situation to be in. It's just not the be all end all of where you want to be. So you're content, but not content enough to let go of this other dream. Let's take a look and see what's coming up for you, Ishika, and just see. So we're going to the mermaids and dolphins because we've got lots of forward movements that's coming up. What do you need to know? What do you need to know about work and career? Waves of prosperity. I was pretty sure we were going to see the ready, set, go card for you because I'm like, the energy is here. Let's go. But we have here the waves of prosperity card. New abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. Prosperity is a lot of things. It can be financial and monetary abundance. That's a thing. It can be material abundance. It can be abundance in love and feeling healthy and in feeling well and feeling content and satisfied. Like prosperity can be a lot of things. But this card specifically is about money, finances, and opportunity. So things are coming together and they are shifting and moving. And I can almost guarantee you that you are not in the Comox Valley because we don't see this type of energy here. So you're in an area where things are moving and they're developing and things feel good. So Ishika, you're well on your way. And I'm seeing a lot of support coming up for you too. I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. Carrie, hello. It's so good to see you. And Mary Catherine, it's good to see you too. And Mary Catherine saying, make sure you buy a lottery ticket. I am all over it, my friend. Okay, Amy, I guess, yes, you are able to ask questions tonight. I'm waiting on a job I just interviewed for last week. It will require a move back to the island. Will this work out for me? Oh, okay. First of all, that's exciting. Let's see. Ooh, will this work out for me? I'm hearing yes, but I'm feeling a little bit of hesitation. I feel like there's something that you're going to need to wait for with this. So what's being offered isn't all of what you need, but it feels like it's pretty close. And I am seeing you negotiating for that support as well. So figure out exactly what it is that you need. This could be from a financial point of view. This could be from a location point of view. This could be from the point of view of like timing and schedule. But it does feel like you're going to negotiate something that gives you what you need, and it will make sense for the move to come back. That also tells me that it's a better option or opportunity than where you currently are right now, because I'm not seeing you leaving something and going to something that is less than what you already have. And I'm wanting to talk about seniority as well. I don't know if you can negotiate seniority, but I want to encourage you to do that if it's possible. Yeah. So let's take a look. Sorry. The folks in the water are getting rowdy for me to end the live. They don't want to come up so that you guys can't see them. They're hopefully not naked. The card that we have for you, Amy, is empowerment. You're more powerful than you realize, and it is safe for you to be powerful. So I go to the negotiation message that was coming up for you in this. Know your worth. Know that you are bringing a lot to this situation, not only in terms of who you are as a person, but your education and your experience and all of the things that have brought you to this point. they have value and they help to catapult you forward into this new situation. So it does feel like it's positive. I do see you being offered the position, and it also feels like you're in a position where you're able to negotiate a little bit as well to make sure that you're getting what you need. Amy, I'm so incredibly grateful that you hopped on this evening. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. And I hope that if you're back on the island, we get to bump into each other too. That would be amazing. And Mary Catherine, I love you. We can't win if we don't play. And that's in regards to the lottery. And that is so absolutely true. All right, Becky. So I feel like I'm being told something big from my ancestors and the energies that be. I'm curious if there's anything coming through for the next steps over the next few months for myself. Okay, so first and foremost, when I connect with the energy of the question that you're asking rather. Oh, interesting. I wanted to say the question that you're answering. So that tells me that you have a lot of the answers within you already. You are doubting what you're receiving. And part of what I'm feeling from the energy of the ancestors is they're sitting there and they're like, you already know. You already know. And you know that they will support you if you are afraid. It feels like a big part of what's happening. Oh, I'm hearing advocacy. Advocacy for yourself, yes, but I feel like you're coming into a phase where you're advocating for others as well. They're wanting to talk to me about creative projects and creativity, helping and supporting others, who have gone through what you've been through, while you are also being helped and supported going through new challenges and new awareness. So it feels like you are in a middle phase. You're not at the beginning. You're not at the master level, whatever you want to call it, but you're in that middle phase where you have lots to share while also still having lots to learn. And part of the learning is also coming from the sharing. And so I'm hearing that you're stepping into yourself more and you're listening and you're paying attention more. And I've got somebody who's also giving you a bit of a kick in the pants as well. So don't be surprised if you start to get messages or imagery that is really pushing you and is asking you to move outside of your comfort zone. Now, those words feel like they could be a little bit triggering. So let me just ask for some clarity on how that works, because it feels like you've worked hard to come to this point in place where you can find comfort. And it feels counterintuitive to push outside of that. And yet, what I'm seeing is you've created enough comfort with where you are that you can start testing some of the boundaries that you've put into place. When I think of boundaries are things we put into place to keep ourselves safe. And as we go through healing and learning, sometimes we can test those boundaries. I mean, sometimes when we test them, we'll find out, yep, that boundary is still necessary. I still need that because it's safe. It's safe and it makes sense. And not having that boundary puts me in a tricky spot. But sometimes the boundaries that we put into place to keep ourselves safe over time, as we heal, as we learn, as we grow, are no longer effective at keeping us safe. They're actually keeping us back. And that's where I'm seeing you moving beyond your comfort zone, is you're testing some of those boundaries to see what you are able to move forward from and through. And again, this advocacy, this mentorship piece and component is what I'm really seeing coming up to the forefront. Let's take a look. So the card that we have for you tonight, Becky, is the Crystal Clear Intentions card. This is Archangel Michael. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. So over the next several weeks, over the next month or so, take some time to focus on what it is that you want. What do you want to experience? How do you want to be of service in this world? And that could be through some form of work. It could be through some form of volunteering. It could be something that you do just for yourself, but that it ends up being of service to the rest of us in some way. What is it that I want to focus on? and put your energy and focus into it. And it reminds me a lot of the messages that we got at the very beginning today with Archangel Jeremiah with the life review card. So if you weren't here with us at the beginning, take a look back a little bit later once this is posted. It should be in the first 15 minutes or so that message came up. Becky, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us. Thank you so much for hopping on. Sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. Awesome. Pat, hello. It's so good to see you. I'm grateful that you joined us this evening. Wondering if my life partner is coming in soon or when. You've been single for decades. Ready now and ready. Thank you. Okay. So part of what I'm hearing with this is that you are creating the partner that you're looking for. And I'm kind of wanting to tell a story. And it feels like the start of the story is the start of relationships that you've had in the past and that you've experienced. And you've come to a point and a place in this story where you've learned a lot. You've come to understand a lot about yourself, about relationships, about what you want, about what you don't want. And then we start writing the story of how this person comes into your life. And the thing that I'm most excited about is it feels like it's a little bit of a choose your own adventure. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Choose Your Adventure books. They were a big thing when I was a kid back in the 80s and probably in the 70s as well. And basically you'd start reading the book and you would have two choices. I'd either go to the left or I'd go to the right. And if I wanted to go to the left, then my story would continue on page 79. But if I wanted to go to the right, then my story would continue on page 18. And you'd flip to that and then you'd be given more choices. And that's kind of what I'm seeing coming up for you, because it feels like we've run out of ideas for how we could logically meet somebody new. And it feels like we need to invite a little bit of magic back into connecting with partner, connecting with relationship, and what can be possible. Because it feels like we've kind of pigeonholed ourselves unintentionally into, well, this is what it is, and this is what life is like now, and this is all that can happen, this is all that can exist. But by stepping back and writing the story that has been up until this point, writing the new understandings that we have, and starting to write about the things that we want to invite in, helps to make things move along, because it's helping to open up the possibility of what could happen. When I ask about relationship and partnership, I do have a partner who's coming in. I have a male person who's popping up, I believe. I'm feeling somebody who's popping in kind of in October, November. This feels like this is somebody interesting, feels like somebody a little bit shy, feels like somebody who is very close to you in age. So like it doesn't feel like they are significantly older or significantly younger. It feels like somebody who is just opening themselves up to new partner and new relationship. Because I'm seeing being very comfortable with the way life has been. So I'm going to say that this is also someone who has been single for quite some time. But it feels like they're ready now. And it feels like one or both of you are doing something that is outside of your usual routine. And that's part of how you're meeting and connecting with each other, because you're both doing something that's outside of your comfort zone. And this could be joining friends at, why am I seeing a bingo night? I feel like that's what it is. So bingo can be a lot of things. What I would say is that this is some form of activity that is something social, where people are expecting to interact and engage with each other. So it could be bingo, but it could be something else. It could be a card night, or it could be like a movie documentary night where there's an opportunity to sit around and talk about things after. It could be an art class, something where people are going expecting to do something, but also where there's opportunity for some socialization and activity after. And it feels like that's part of how you're meeting this new person. And they feel really awesome and amazing. And I really want to encourage you to see yourself as the princess in your own fairy tale story. So the card that's popping up for you, really interesting, is the nurture card. This is Archangel Gabriel. As you nurture a child. You nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. It's really interesting. Nurture does feel like it's significant, but I would actually go more into playful, that you're connecting with the playful, the whimsical, the imaginative part of yourself. And it feels like you're bringing that from your childhood forward into now and allowing yourself to imagine and allowing yourself to believe, because it feels like that's the biggest challenge that you're experiencing right now, is having a hard time believing that the person is actually coming and that they could actually be somebody that would be somebody that you would want to be with. So create it many times. Give your subconscious lots to work with and lots to move forward with. Pat, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us this evening. Thank you so much for popping on. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. Awesome. So we've got Carrie here. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for joining us. And Carrie's just asking, is it time to launch? And yes, absolutely. It is time to launch. Now is not the time to hold back, to be afraid. It is time to go. Hold on a second. There is something that's popping up around the end of August. I almost called it April. So I'm going to say that we've got a couple of launches. There's a soft launch of some sort that's happening right now. There's another one that's coming up towards the end of August. And then there's another one that's coming up in the new year. And the one in the new year, it feels big. So there are a couple of soft launches that you're working towards, but things are coming together and I'm excited about it for you. Let me see. Oh, Claudia is saying thank you. And that they did bury poor sweet Cleo by the river. Of course you did. Go and see her. And she is so grateful to be there. And she did show you where she wanted to be buried. Of course she did. Of course she did, that sweet Cleo. And I love that Deanna's talking with Claudia too in the comments. That's fabulous. Oh man. Hey, that's my brother there. At least he's dressed, my friends, because there were threats that might not be the case. Deanna, I'm going to take a look and see, because I know that you were asking questions earlier and I was going to find your question. Let me see. Did you ask a question here? Oh, there we go. Okay, so Deanna, and I'm only skipping over those people because Deanna had asked earlier and I didn't get the question that she was asking. So Deanna's asking, will I meet love soon, or will someone from my past resurface? Okay, so there is somebody still in your past, from your past, who is needing to come to the forefront. What's happening with this person? We're going back a couple of years. We're going back, actually, to be honest, we're going back many years. I feel like we're going back into like childhood, teenage, possibly early 20s. But we're going back quite a ways with this person that's kind of coming back. And one of the things that I'm hearing is that this is somebody who has shared experience with you. One of the things that I kind of think about is we have shared experience with our siblings, and no, this is not a sibling that I'm seeing for you, but where we go through a lot. Life, we understand things in ways that other people won't understand. And that's kind of the level of person that I'm seeing coming up. I don't even know. I'm not 100% sure that this was a person that you had a romantic past, that you've had a romantic past with. This almost feels like a friend or a friend of a friend who is in like a group who's feeling kind of interesting. And I feel like this person is popping back up. Do you have any reunions that are coming up, like school, family? Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of reunion. Ooh, I hope that's not what it is. They just popped in a funeral, and I'm really hoping that that's not what it is. I'm not seeing who it would be for, but the big thing that I'm seeing is that there's some form of gathering of people from a past that was really significant, was really important to you, and that's one of the ways that you're connecting with this person. I do feel like there is a strong connection that's here. It feels like it's something that's new. It kind of like pops up and it grows and it evolves. I'm not sure that it's the relationship. Oops. That's so interesting. We had this card earlier as well, the indigo and crystal children. So one of the things that I'm going to say is that this person, that you connect with them on a really significant level. But that does that does I just got it. That does definitely confirm the childhood connection, the childlike connection, and again from those young years up into the early 20s time as well. So there is definitely relationship that's there that you're needing to look at, to experience. I keep dropping cards here. What else do we have coming up? So yes, I want to encourage you to connect with people from that time in your life, whether it's reunion or a passing of somebody. But there's somebody that you're needing to connect with. This feels like this is a really strong soul connection. And part of the way I feel like your lives went like this, and then they went like this, and now they're kind of coming back in. I'm not 100% sure that this is romantic. So it's interesting that this relationship is coming up because you've specifically asked about like romance and romantic connections. This does feel like a male person, so I hope that that's okay. And it feels like it's really important to connect with them. I'm seeing that there are possibly even misunderstandings that are being righted, and they're probably not things that you think about even. So it's interesting that they're needing to be righted. But I want to take a look at that. Okay, I want to get a really clear message about what's happening from a romantic point of view, and they just keep showing me this person. So it could be that this is a romantic relationship and connection that's coming up, or it could be that this is a key that's opening a door, that's opening into that next relationship, that next connection that's coming up. And I'm not getting clarity around what that is. So let's just ask if we've got a timeline. I'm hearing and feeling later this year, and yet they're showing me something that looks like it's more next year. So I want to say within the next year, this really significant reconnection is coming up, and either that is the relationship or it's leading you to the relationship that you've been looking for. Let's see. We're going to pull a proper card for you, Deanna, and we're just going to ask what you need to know. And the card that comes up for you is Breathe. This is Archangel Raphael. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. And so when this card comes up, it's basically an invitation to slow down, to not get caught in our head, but to allow ourselves to be. And part of what I'm seeing is that you are magnetizing, you are attracting the circumstances, the experience, the person that you're ready to connect with, and that it's done less through active steps and more through passive steps, which is interesting because one of my big things is if you're wanting to create something, you need to be an active participant in it. And I guess what I'm seeing is something that's more of a passive action, because it doesn't feel like you're going out. It feels like you are coming in, and that's part of how you're drawing that person to you from an energetic experience. And part of what I'm hearing is that you will know. I'm seeing that you're dreaming about this person. If you haven't already started, you will be, through the later part of the summer and then through the rest of the year until you connect with them. And I just had to pull another card while I was getting that message. We have the Courage card. This is Archangel Ariel. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. So I suspect that this is also possibly doing things in a way that others around you may not understand, but it is the way that you are meant to move forward. And Deanna, I'm so incredibly grateful that you joined us and that I was able to find your question and comment. It was such a pleasure connecting with you. My friends, I am so sorry. We've come to the end of our time together. I promised that I would only be on this evening until 8, and I have to go and spend time with the peeps, but I am planning on being back more often and more regularly. So my hope is that we will be on next week, and if not next week, definitely the following week. So pay attention on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, because I'll be sure to include that information. I do have a couple of openings for private readings coming up on Thursday and Friday next week. If you'd like to connect for your own personal private reading, please hop over to my website, bookingwitherin.com. Again, that's bookingwitherin.com. I would so love to connect with you. And if not there, then we will be back in at least the next couple of weeks. And as promised, last week, I am working on the email newsletter so that you can receive notification when I'm going to be going live. So it's easier to join and to connect. Hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. And I look forward to connecting the next time. See you soon.